Hello and welcome to Pastor's Library. This is the channel where we talk about everything to do with theological books, whether they be books on a reading list for your bachelor's or master's degree, or a short course at seminary, or indeed whether or not you've just seen some books on your vicar's shelf or your pastor's shelf and you've got questions. Well, this is where we try to answer them. So today, just as with any other day, just let me try and encourage you to subscribe and to click on the bell, because that way you will be notified as soon as we launch another episode. And if you click like, if you like it, then that helps everybody's algorithms. So thank you very much indeed. So today we're going to talk about favourite commentaries for the Gospel according to John. And we did Romans a few episodes ago. Today it's John's Gospel, which is an area of favourite study for me. And as these are my favourites, then that's understandable why. So I'm going to talk to you about my 3 top commentaries for John's Gospel. But firstly, I'm just going to give you a couple of throwaway comments about a couple of other commentaries too. Just remember that if you're not looking for something seriously academic, then Tom Bright's For Everyone series are very good. And if you are looking for something a little bit deeper, then remember most commentaries have got something good to offer. What I'm talking to you about are preferences that Stephen Redman has. And so firstly, just as a throwaway comment here, this is the last John's Gospel commentary in the New International Commentary on the New Testament series. It's by Leon Morris, and this is the revised version, so the second version of that. And this used to be a real go-to commentary for me, and it's still one I consult. Leon Morris has a very good handle on John's Gospel. It's worth a look. Also, I would say to you, always worth a look is the New Beacon Bible Commentary series. And John's Gospel comes in 2 elements, chapters 1 to 12 and 13 to 21. And this is by George Lyons and T. Scott Daniels and Laura Sweat Holmes. And George Lyons, I have to say to you, is an incredibly insightful commentator. And these 2, which are quite affordable, which is a very good point, are a good investment for your library, and I commend them to you. But neither of those commentaries are in my top 3. What I want to say to you today is that I have 3 commentaries which I will always check on John's Gospel because I think they are superior. And one is Ben Witherington, John's Wisdom. And I discovered this almost by accident, if I'm honest with you. But this is a really helpful commentary with a very good worldview underpinning it. Ben Witherington has a lot to say that I personally like and admire. And John's Wisdom is an excellent 1-volume book that is in financial reach of a lot of people. And it has a great deal of detail. Absolutely an excellent commentary. Now we come to my top 2. And with these top 2, I have to say to you that there's very little to choose between them for me. But I am putting them in second and first place. And the second place one is the replacement for Leon Morris's commentary in the New International Commentary on the New Testament, which is J. Ramsey Michael's Gospel of John. J. Ramsey Michael's. Now, I understand that J. Ramsey Michael's took 17 years to produce this. So there's a lot of work, a lot of serious academic toil gone into producing this book. And at about almost 1,100 pages, this is a true work of art. Now, there are certain reasons why I love this. And for example, if you go to John chapter 11 and the story of the man born blind, where the disciples have a discussion with Jesus as to whose sin was responsible for his blindness. Was it the man's sin or his parents' sin? All commentators will say, you know, Jesus really said you're wrong, or both of those. Some of them will say, well, obviously Jesus was saying it was something to do with sin. Others will ignore that issue. But what J. Ramsey Michaels does is he says, look, he says, Jesus said to them, and forgive me if this is my paraphrase, it's nothing about sin, it's about opportunity. And what we have here is an opportunity to heal. We shouldn't be discussing sin, we should be discussing the opportunity and getting out and bringing healing. And I think that's a fabulous outlook and a great understanding of the text. And Michaels is a lot like this in a lots of it. I mean, his commentary on the first chapter of John and the third chapter of John, and to some degree the second chapter of John, and their connections with Genesis is really interesting. And he has a very excellent handle on it. So I have to say to you that this book, which is an expensive commentary, it's an academic commentary, it's not for the faint-hearted, but it's not a technical commentary, so it isn't shoving Greek in your face all the time. But this is, if you can invest in it, what I would say to you is it's a truly great volume. And as much as Liam Morris's revised edition is an excellent commentary, I would much rather have this one. I think Michaels has delivered the world an absolutely brilliant commentary here, a great work which I would imagine will still be great even when it's replaced. So that would be my number 2 commentary on the Gospel of John. So what's my number 1? Well, my number 1 is available in hardback or paperback. I bought it in paperback and I'm regretting that already. But it's the Gospel of John, a commentary in 2 volumes by Craig Keener. Craig Keener. Now, this book, or these 2 books, which amount to over 1,600 pages, are absolutely the most in-depth commentary you're going to find out there. And they really deliver the goods on the in-depth reportage of what Jesus is saying in John's Gospel, and gives us a great insight into the whole thing. I find Keener to be absolutely excellent. I mean, for example, he delivers an absolutely huge bibliography, which amounts to, well, what is it? About, it's over 300 pages of bibliography, which is quite astonishing. Of course, Keener is a great reader, and he wants us to make sure that everything he's read is listed, and it's very, very excellent. When you were looking at the incident after the resurrection with the great catch of fish, again, Keener offers a lot of insight. And what he does, which is typical for Keener, is he will list all the great ideas about why is it 153. And he will list them, and he will tell you who has suggested them, and of course will give you references for that. And I just find that Keener's level of meticulousness with this is quite outstanding. If you really, really want detail, then looking at Craig Keener's commentary is probably the first place to go. And so now, what I have to say to you is, when I'm studying John, I will open Keener, I will open Michaels, and I may open the others, but I will always open those 2, because I find the 2 of them absolutely excellent in the degree of openness, the degree of insight, And I thank God tremendously for the giants that these men are, so that I can stand upon their shoulders and deliver what I need to deliver to our local church. So I offer these to you today as my recommendations. Again, Kina is not inexpensive, but for 2 large volumes, the paperback price isn't horrendous. The hardback price does scare me a bit, and it's a little bit like one of those other things I've suggested in the past. It's a good one to stick on a Christmas present list. If you've got any children or friends that really love you, maybe just put it out there. But a very, very excellent commentary. I hope this has helped you today. If it has, remember to click like and remember to subscribe and to click on the bell, and that way you'll know the next time we issue an episode of Pastor's Library. I look forward to seeing you again. God bless. Bye.